I was once the shy, depressed fat kid, but over time, I conquered my social anxiety. I mean, think of your head of the shy fat kid in your class, whether he's the emo kid with long hair who doesn't talk to anybody, looks down all the time, is too scared to even raise his voice or speak up at all in class or even say a thing to people, too scared to even make new friends. This is how I was like growing up. This was me all the time. Every day I'd go in school, I just would fear everything around me. I was shy, too scared to make connections with others. Even when people were trying to talk to me, I was too scared to talk to them back. And this resulted in people saying, "Oh, don't talk to him. He's very rude." It's not rude, they don't understand. And that's okay. That's where stoicism comes in place. And they don't understand. That's okay. But remember, growing up, I would always look down in the hallways. Like when I was walking to class, I could not even look up at people. I was too afraid to even make the slightest eye contact with other people, with other humans, because I thought it would create a reaction of conversation or a reaction of disgust. Because no one liked me growing up. I mean, people made fun of me. People bullied me. People thought I was a creep just because I said I liked a girl, and then it spread around the whole school, and then I got called a creep for that, right? Nothing you could do about that. That's the past, and we can't change the past. But social anxiety, man, I mean, he'd look down. He would fear everything. He would fear the slightest bit of judgment of people looking at him, so he couldn't even look up or had the will to look up or even make eye contact with other people. He was too scared and afraid to do something as simple as that. And for those of you that are watching this video and relate to this, it's okay to look up at someone. It's okay to look up and not hurt your neck so much, and wear this jacket or joggers like I'd always wear, even when it was hot. I'd always cover my body up because I was too insecure of others judging my body and judging my clothes. So I was too scared in the end to even wear anything or be someone that I wanted to be. Because in the end of the day, people would end up just judging my long hair. People would judge my back, call me a turtle. People would judge my belly, saying it stuck out too much, or would make fun of my man boobs and grab them. Yeah, they literally grab them. I mean, I don't know. It's what they did back then in school. Social anxiety, it made me fear talking about what I liked to do, right? Growing up, I watched a lot of anime, played a lot of video games, Nintendo games, Overwatch, Minecraft, Pokemon, games like that. I would watch anime too, but then people would judge me for doing that. And I feared expressing myself to others now, because when I did express myself, when I did people, "Oh yeah, I like this, they made fun of me, called me a weeb, called me a weirdo, said I was stupid for liking those things. And so I feared expressing myself, expressing my personality, expressing what interests me, because I always feared that people would judge me for that. And I notice as an adult, as someone that's lost the weight now, I still have trouble with that in the present moment. I remember I had a situation where the coworkers were asking me what I like to do outside of where I work, and I kind of struggled to answer that question. I kind of just said, well, I like to go to the gym, which the gym is something that, kind of everyone knows about. But I'm not going to sit there and also say, yeah, I have a social media. I like anime. I like bodybuilding, right? Because I've had a little fear in me. That little fat kid was still inside my heart. And he feared that people were going to judge him for what he said. He still carried on that fear. And I look back, I'm like, damn, I still have that inside of me. So I meditated and I thought about it, and I really did think about it. But then how did that fat kid conquer that social anxiety? I mean, social anxiety got so worse that I was too scared to even get out of my house at times, get out of this room. This is like the room I grew up in, this where I'm recording this video. So it's like I would spend hours and hours and hours and hours in here, coping my life away, playing video games, watching a bunch of porn. I would watch hours and hours and hours of porn. I was so addicted to that. And I'm so glad that I didn't become addicted to alcohol and weed like people in my family, because I knew that I would have gotten addicted to that if I would have started that, and it would have even turned me into a worse person. And so I'm glad I didn't start those bad habits. But still to this day, right, I still struggle with the junk food. Not as much, not barely as much as I used to. I used to eat junk food like literally every day, but the other day I had strawberry cookies and I felt guilty over that. The other day with the corn, I lost almost a 6-month streak that I was on without any corn, without any urges for almost 6 months. But then I lost. I released it. I decided to go back on the site, and I felt guilty as heck over that. But you have to realize that as that fat kid with social anxiety, you have to conquer and level up step by step by step. See, he would have never imagined getting to the point where he is now, where he goes on 6-month streaks, where he barely eats junk food and tracks all his calories for the day, tracks his protein and his lifts. He never imagined he would have done that. Never imagined it in his head. But then it took me 4 years to just get to the point where I am at today. So then how did he conquer it? Day by day. He conquered it day by day. So how did he get out of his room? He got out of his room and went out to Walmart to shop. He was scared of people. He would do this at Walmart while pushing the cart. But then it got easier over time. Going to the mall shopping, it felt like nothing to me now. I remember my mom used to get mad at me for being oversized in shorts. And then we were in the changing room in the mall, and then I kept getting a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger size. And that really got in my head. That worsened my social anxiety. There's so many other stories I can explain about my social anxiety that you guys would just relate to. Like the teachers calling you out in class for something you did that wasn't that bad, but they still called you out for it. And now it's like you don't even feel like going to school anymore, or going in that classroom, or even talking or looking at that teacher. And that's what happened to me. I remember my teacher called me out, and I never said a word to him ever again. Lessons like that really built the character that I'm at today in this present moment. And conquering it takes, I did wrestling. That's how I lost a lot of weight. I would go out there in the track field and run and do cardio and track my calories and eat the healthier foods. All of that was just a whole big thing of uncomfortableness. I just popped my bubble one day, and I decided to do the right things, to do the right habits. Think about it. I'm in a wrestling singlet. I'm literally out there half naked in front of a bunch of people. And it's the same thing with the gym. Think about it. You're out there pushing your body, showing your body, and lifting in front of a bunch of people. I get it. It's scary. People may be judging you or looking at you, but in the end of the day, most of them aren't really doing that, because in the end of the day, you're there for the same reason. And the same reason is to be there to improve yourself and to create a better version of yourself in the end. That's okay. That takes time to create that better version of yourself. Social anxiety takes a while to get over. It takes a long time. It took me from looking down to looking up, and then looking up again. I felt confident in myself. Or the social anxiety of looking at yourself in the mirror and having body dysmorphia and hating your body. Grabbing your fat and saying, I wish I can just rip it all off. Looking at your stretch marks, looking at your gut, and then you're wanting to create that new, better version of yourself. And you do everything in your power to create that new version of yourself. And you end up doing it. And then eventually in that mirror, you'll look at that mirror and you'll say, hey, I love my body for the way it is now. I love it. It's great. It's awesome. I'm proud of myself, of how far I've come. So if you're a shy fat kid, or you're listening to my story just in general because you thought the thumbnail or the title was interesting, you can conquer that. You could conquer that social anxiety. You can conquer whatever mental health problem is stagnating in your head, because all you really need to do is just pray, do a new activity, exercise, do the right habits, and have a goal in your head, have a vision in your head ready, so that way you can conquer that anxiety and go out and actually live life with a purpose and do something with your life.